There is quite a bit of buzz right now about the idea of Donald Trump being arrested. Obviously, this is something that people have been kind of like semi-predicting for a long time. If you listen to liberals or like, I don't know, Mueller, she wrote, then basically since the beginning of 2016, you've been waking up going like, any day now, hey, finally. But we actually have something a little bit more substantive this time. Former President Donald Trump said in a social media post he expects to be arrested Tuesday as a New York prosecutor is eyeing charges in a case examining hush money paid to women who allege sexual encounters with the former president. So this is an old thing. This, like, I'm trying to remember, like, going back long enough, you think, okay, well, how many Donald Trump controversies can you get through? Like, how many can you remember? Like 10, 15, 50? Trump said in a post on his Truth Social network early Saturday that illegal leaks from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office indicate the far and away leading Republican candidate and former president of the United States of America will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. Trump attorney Susan Nechilas explained in a text to CBS News on Saturday, this is speculation from the former president. Right, yeah, illegal leaks, of course, in the illegal pants. This is literally the least worst thing that he's done. Right, like, obviously, we always do this, right? It's like Capone with the taxes. You get him on what you can. Basically, there's a lot of buzz around this. Now, of course, the claim that this is going to happen, this has been kind of like media circulation, right? Donald Trump hears wind of something happening, and he gets this from where exactly? Allegedly, leaks from the Justice Department and the DA's office. Now, the extent to which this can be proved at the moment, not really at all. I'd be interested in seeing if there was any more substantial evidence that this is taking place. But the fact that he's directly legitimizing it is like kind of weird, It's you can't put Trump's word on this, but is the idea that like Trump would have enough insider knowledge to like hear about something like this reasonable? And I think yes. I mean, it's not like he's not connected. Vaush, the Secret Service has been said to be planning the logistics of the arrest with New York authorities. Okay. President Kalk, then, do you have any link that refers to who said that or where? Many things have been said. Yes, one sec. Okay, please. Yeah, go right for it. Trump did not provide any details on social media about how he knew about the expected arrest. In his postings, he repeated allegations that the 2020 presidential election he lost to Democrat Joe Biden was stolen, and he urged his followers to protest to take our nation back. Early Saturday afternoon, Trump, that's today, he posted another missive on his Truth Social saying, "We are a nation in steep decline, being led into World War III by a crooked politician who doesn't even know he's alive, but who is surrounded by evil and sinister people who, based on their actions on defunding the police, destroying our military, open borders, no voter ID, inflation, raising taxes, and much more, can only hate our now failing America." Not wrong. True.
Former President Donald Trump has now posted on Truth Social this morning that he will be arrested Tuesday of next week. He called the Manhattan District Attorney's Office highly political and called for protests to, quote, take our nation back. I want to note we have not heard from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office yet on this. Again, this Truth Social post by Donald Trump was just done this morning, and we are actually working on getting that post up for you right now. But I would
of next week, not this week. It is still Saturday in the United States. The next Tuesday to happen is next week.
Emphasize that what the president or the former President Trump has said is that, according to the Manhattan District Attorney's Office with leaks from that office, he is now claiming that the former president of the United States of America, oddly again referring to himself in the third person, will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. Now, here's what's really disturbing about his post as well. He says, quote, protest, comma, take our nation back. Considering what happened on January 6th at the United States Capitol, that obviously gives some rise.
This seems reputable. From CNBC, New York law enforcement preparing for possible Trump indictment in porn star payoff case. Man, it really is like the Capone taxes thing. The reason why there's like this buzz beforehand is that if you think about it, former presidents are guarded by a Secret Service detail. If the Secret Service are way higher up than like local police. You know what I mean? Like New York City police department officials are like, you can't go up to a guy being protected by the Secret Service and go like, oh yeah, he's ours now, actually, we got him. So like there's so much more to consider. And you know, for that reason, any arrest of a former president, which, has there ever been one? Has a former president ever been arrested? There must have been, right? William Henry West. What? No, this is a different thing. No, it really hasn't. Has a U.S. president ever been arrested? Yes, but only once. It was Alexander Hamilton, who was charged for initiating a... Alexander Hamilton wasn't a president. Has a U.S. president ever been arrested? Yes, Ulysses S. Grant was arrested while serving as the President of the United States. Okay. Why? Grant, the 18th President of the United States, loved to race his horse and buggy through Georgetown while serving his country. Grant was often stopped for speeding with a horse and buggy. In fact, after stopping Grant 3 times for speeding, the D.C. Metropolitan Police decided their message wasn't getting through and decided to arrest the president. That is incredibly based. The problem, the police weren't sure that they could charge a sitting president, so they elected to fine Grant instead and let him walk back to the White House. Okay. Can you imagine the gigantic brass balls on whatever, like, sheriff or local official would be like, he's speeding again? Okay, yeah, no, arrest him. Yeah, do it. It's on me. Yeah, arrest the President of the United States. Do it. That's incredible. Yeah, did they arrest his horse? Phenomenal. We used to be a real country? Yeah, seriously. Federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies in New York are reportedly preparing for the possibility that ex-President Donald Trump will be criminally charged as early as next week. Trump is being investigated by the Manhattan DA's office in connection with a hush money payment to porn star Stormy Daniels. I can't... If it really ends up being her... If it really ends up being Stormy, okay. By his former lawyer, Michael Cohen, he faces multiple other criminal probes, including 2 related to efforts to overturn the 2020 election loss of Joe Biden. Like that's not even going to go through. Like they're going to be probes on like fascism and, financial impropriety with hush money to porn stars, and that's going to be the one that gets him. He would be the first former president ever criminally charged if a grand jury in Manhattan indicts him. Man. God damn, that's funny. So I have a lot of thoughts on this. First of all, I still kind of fear DeSantis more than Trump, because Trump really is just in it for the applause, and DeSantis, literal Gitmo torturer who smiled while like liquid food was being pumped down the throats of Gitmo detainees. So Donald Trump is not and never was pure evil. I don't think Donald Trump is a demon. In fact, I don't really think I've called him that much. You know, I say a lot of stuff, but I think I lean off it with him because I think he's mostly motivated by narcissism and insecurity. And like, that's it, really. An alt universe Donald Trump would be going like, that's right, at like a big LGBT rally. You know what I mean? Like, he's a goofy goober, exactly. Whereas DeSantis is actually a demon, like actually a demon. Like demon. Yeah. So, not great. Obviously, if Donald Trump was arrested, he would not be kept in jail. Like, obviously, he wouldn't. There's no way in the world. There's no jail cell in the world that is made for a former U.S. president. He would just be on like house arrest or something, or they would just let him, they would just let him, wait on the trial after the grand jury decides to indict. It's not. Yeah. When he is arrested, they are not going to like perp walk him. They're not going to handcuff him. They're not going to shove him up against a car and like read him his rights. None of that's going to happen. I know you guys want pictures of that. What is actually going to happen is people will walk up to him and say, all right, here you go. It'll be a handoff of him as a political figure with like 50 people on both sides. Like it'll be like a ton of Secret Service and a ton of the cops, and he'll just like walk with them. They are not going to put handcuffs on Donald Trump. It will, however, be very embarrassing for him. He's also the first guy to be impeached twice, right? So, and he's setting records all over the place. No mugshot. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Well, we're not going to get a public mugshot. I mean, maybe he'll take one internally. I don't know. Take his fingerprints? I feel like they probably already have those, but, whatever. Secret Service will have to go into prison with him. Well, yeah, Secret Service have to be with him at all times. He's a former president. That doesn't go away. So, wherever he is, the Secret Service will follow. So, okay, with all that being said, Let's talk about like the real consequence here, which is how mad will this make Republicans? My prediction is very. That's my prediction. That is what I'm predicting, okay? Obviously, the arrest of Donald Trump would be, in their minds, an affirmation of every conspiracy theory they've ever had about the deep state going after their big wet boy. Very, very, very mad. Now, right now, the GOP is institutionally leaning more towards DeSantis. The voters, way more towards Trump. But the institution of the GOP, the politicians, and the the media outlets, I feel like there's a greater weight over towards DeSantis, at least a disproportionate one. I'm not entirely sure how they'd react because, of course, it would be an advantage for DeSantis if Donald Trump was really kept out of the race. But in all likelihood, Trump would not be kept out of the race, and it would be a boost to his popularity within the GOP because they would see his arrest as evidence that he poses a real threat to the deep state. Donald Trump's argument against DeSantis is that DeSantis is like this boring institutional guy. So for Donald Trump to go like, yeah, I'm so anti-deep state, they literally arrested me. Like that it's like a martyrdom thing. Exactly. It's like a martyrdom thing. Won't the GOP use this as a chance to divest themselves from Trump? I don't think they could, because this will only make Trump more popular within the GOP, at least for now. It depends on how things get handled. If Donald Trump gets arrested, I'm guessing here fairly, we can imagine there will be like massive counter protests across the country, in terms of like direct attacks of violence or threats of violence. I imagine that an enormous number of death threats would be levied at any official who was tied to this, like people with the DOJ or the Manhattan DA's office. People would be very upset about that. In terms of like broad general attacks on our country's democratic infrastructure, I don't know if it would necessarily lead to that. But I guess we'll see. It's kind of an unprecedented situation. I mean, it's not kind of. It literally is an unprecedented situation. So, yeah. And this might not even end up happening. I mean, it is true that it seems like we have kind of confirmation that efforts are being made to coordinate an arrest, but that doesn't necessarily mean it'll actually happen. It's possible that this is, a whole lot of smoke and not a lot of fire. Oh yeah, here from the Daily Mail, here's a nice picture of our wet, sloppy boy and Stormy Daniels. Looking good. Could Trump be barred from running due to his arrest/charge? Do not believe that being arrested or charged has any bearing on your viability as a political candidate. Now, of course, if he was convicted, that might have an effect, but Eugene Debs ran for president from jail. Oh yeah, that's true. That's completely true. Yeah. Michael Cohen, the lawyer of Donald Trump's who paid off Stormy Daniels, who served time in prison after pleading guilty, testified before the grand jury this week. Grand jury proceedings are not public. Outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, he told reporters that he did not testify out of a desire for revenge against Trump. This is all about accountability. He said he needs to be held accountable for his dirty deeds. Well, that certainly sounds like Michael Cohen testified against Trump. I don't know why you would leave the grand jury's, the grand jury courthouse, proceeding and go like, hey, just so you know, I didn't do that out of spite, okay? Just like someone needed to get the guy. Daniels, whose real name is Stephanie Clifford, spoke with prosecutors last week. Ooh, people are going to go after her too. I hope that she has like a safe place to go to. I don't think the Trump supporters have ever been like that angry at her, but if she, testified against him, or it seems as though she did, people are going to be quite upset. People have already threatened her daughter. Oh, well, Elon Musk tweeted that Donald Trump will be reelected in a landslide if he is indicted. If it happens, Trump will be reelected in a landslide victory. Here he is replying to Viva Frei, who I had the distinct pleasure of engaging with for a while, and he is genuinely quite dumb and boomer-brained. Very impressively so, I think. Yeah, this is like a Tim Pool moment. 48, maybe 49 states won. If Elon Musk is making a prediction of the future, it's probably not going to come true. So that's nice, at least. Tim Pool literally replied to this with the same prediction. Well, it's his territory. Okay. I don't know what this React image indicates. What about cat turd? I haven't... Man, I can't stand looking at Elon's tweet replies because I feel like I'm aging. I feel like I'm doing like I'm doing like an interstellar thing, or I'm at the beach that makes you old. The beach that makes you old is just like awash with a bunch of dusty JPEGs of boomer memes that you look at it and you age rapidly. The way Trump is talking on Truth Social makes me think it's going to be January 6th with spicier. I don't know if things would go that. I'd have to think. It's actually the rocks that make you old. Ah, I see. Oh, Trump. Our nation is now third world and dying. The American dream is dead. The radical left anarchists have stolen our presidential election and with it, the hearts of our country. The American patriots are being arrested and held in captivity like animals. He's referring to the January 6 rioters. While criminals and leftist thugs are allowed to roam the streets, killing and burning with no retribution, millions are flooding through our open borders, misspelled borders, many from prisons and mental institutions. Crime and inflation are destroying our very way of life. He misspelled stolen as well. He misspelled a couple things here, I think. Yeah. Oh, this is an ad. Okay. Dude, wait, there are truth ads even on Trump's page? It's his website. Okay. We must save America. Protest, protest, protest. Dude's got bills to pay. Yeah, I guess like 90% of the reason people go to Truth Social is to look at Trump. So this is the place you would want to put the ads anyway, right? Free Trump 2024 gold bar. Grab yours today. I don't think you're offering that amount of gold for free. This is a couple $100s of gold. Do you think it's like gold leaf over like a, I don't know, a turd? It's all like green hats. It's like those chocolate coin things. It must be that. Still begging for donos, man. I don't think it's free. All right. You guys understand what I'm getting at. You know, obviously we'll see how things develop. It's pretty difficult to predict. Well, we'll see. Wait. Don't end the segment now. Lest I forget this one, man. I just had my annual physical. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm not suicidal. If anything happens to me, avenge me. It's very funny, but at the same time, like, all I can think about is this fat having a heart attack on his way over to the, like, cop car. Is this a fake tweet? No! Wait, I thought I saw people was saying it was real. Is it fake? Oh, no! He didn't actually tweet that, did he? Guys, listen. I just had my annual fake news physical, okay? I am the smartest I've ever been in my life. I am not delusional. If I ever fall for a meme, avenge me. It's an Andrew Tate tweet. That's right. I remember now. No. Well, I saw it while browsing. At least you guys helped me catch it quickly. Sorry, you talk about Trump for long enough and the desire to spread fake news yourself becomes overwhelming. Lefty disinfo. Democrat disinfo. Hey, listen, I'm just a Biden supporter, man. Democrat disinfo. Okay, editors, could you end the segment before I do that? I gave you a pause. Can you end the segment before I did that? Editors put it in the beginning. Trump's radical supporters are planning on surrounding Mar-a-Lago and using rifles to shoot law enforcement on scene to arrest Trump. Surround Mar-a-Lago or wherever he currently is and prevent law enforcement from entering. Best comment here should be pinned. What if they use choppers to circumvent the Patriot moat? Medium caliber rifles are surprisingly effective against low-flying aircraft. Okay, the Patriot moat is incredibly funny. I can't be mad. The Patriot moat. Thousands of MAGA guys showing up at Mar-a-Lago, like the ants in the hit movie Ants. Like, they can all link together and build chains and like form walls and stuff. Build the wall as they're all like climbing on each other's shoulders to form like a 10 person high wall that stretches around the entirety of the facility. Love that movie. Ants? Yeah, it's pretty proletarian. Literally a movie about the exploited proletariat realizing that they no longer need their do nothing elite aristocratic class. Vaush supports Woody Allen. No, come on. Okay. That's A Bug's Life? Oh, is the Woody Allen A Bug's Life? Are they both? It's both of them? Okay, I don't know. Whatever.